I never expected an art auction to feel like a battlefield, but tonight it did. The room buzzed with whispered deals, champagne glasses clinking, and the soft shuffle of velvet-lined shoes on polished floors. "Really, Emily? That dress?" sneered Claudia, perched on a high stool like a queen surveying her court. Her tone was sharp enough to cut glass. She let the words linger, letting the room absorb her judgment. Public humiliation. Perfectly executed. I felt a heat in my chest but didn't flinch. Not here. Not now. Claudia had always been the sort to thrive on arrogance, heir to a fortune, educated in the finest European schools, trained to belittle anyone who dared breathe near her spotlight. She smirked, swaying slightly, glass of champagne in hand, surveying the wealthy bidders like she owned them all. Tonight, she thought, she'd humiliate me publicly. The auctioneer called the next lot. Lot 47, the Rembrandt sketch, estimated $3.2 million. Claudius's eyes sparkled. This was her stage. She leaned into the microphone. "Oh, darling Emily," she whispered so everyone could hear. "I hope you understand real art is for those who know the numbers, not just admire the colors." The crowd chuckled. A few glances landed on me. I smiled faintly. Let them laugh. What they didn't see was the ledger I had tucked into my clutch. For months, I'd been tracking hidden bids, shell accounts, and inflated estimates. Tonight wasn't about luck. It was about unexpected power. I had all the numbers, all the proof, and all the leverage. The auctioneer raised the paddle. Claudia was the first to bid aggressively. $3.5 million. $4 million. Her smirk widened. "Too easy," she muttered under her breath. She glanced at me, expecting fear, maybe envy. I pressed my own paddle. Calmly. $4.2 million. Silence. The room froze. She blinked, misjudged, tried to outbid me again. $4.5 million. I countered. $5 million. The whispers started. "Who is she?" I didn't see her before. The auctioneer's gavel slowed. Claudia's smirk faltered. I watched as her arrogance collided with reality. She didn't understand that tonight the numbers were on my side. Every bid I placed was a calculated strike. Lot after lot fell into my hands, not because I had more money, but because I had inside knowledge. Hidden reserves, shell accounts, preemptive bids, all mapped like a chessboard. And with each acquisition, Claudia's composure crumbled. Public humiliation was no longer a performance. It had become her own. Finally, Lot 51, a rare Monet sketch, whispered to be insured for $6.8 million, untouched by private collectors for decades. Claudia launched herself into a bidding frenzy. She didn't even glance at me. She assumed I would falter. $7 million, she called. The room gasped. $7.2 million. Silence. $7.5 million. A few eyebrows raised. $8 million. Claudia's face went pale. She faltered mid-bid. The auctioneer looked at her, incredulous. "Ma'am," I stood, calm, serene, holding my paddle like a conductor poised over an orchestra of chaos. $8.3 million, I said softly. The catastrophic reversal was complete. Claudia's aura of untouchable superiority crumbled under the weight of numbers and preparation she had ignored. She stared, frozen as the gavel came down. The Monet mine, the Rembrandt sketch, everything. All mine. Public humiliation reversed itself. She had been the predator. Now, she was the spectacle. As the room buzzed, the whispers spreading like wildfire, I simply smiled. Not triumphantly, not maliciously. Just with the quiet authority of someone who had understood the game and waited patiently to play it perfectly. Claudia's glare could have burned through steel. She approached, voice low, venomous. "This isn't over." I met her eyes. Calm. "It is for tonight. Numbers don't lie." And you forgot one. Preparation beats arrogance every single time. The staff began clearing, the press scribbling, bidders murmuring, and I walked out of the auction hall carrying a quiet, undeniable victory. The city lights reflected off the glass doors, as if applauding silently. I didn't need recognition. The numbers, the urgency, the complete reversal, that was my statement. And Claudia? She'd remember tonight as long as she lived.